Thanksgiving Eve, we're tracking the chance of showers and thunderstorms overnight and then very cold air to follow as we head into the weekend. Good evening to you. I'm 11 Alive weather impact meteorologist Melissa Nord, tracking all of those threats ahead here on this extended 11 Alive Plus weather forecast. So the beauty of 11 Alive Plus is that we don't have a strict time frame, so we can really get more into the details of what we're tracking ahead. So that's what we're going to do for you here, tracking the thunderstorm chances and also tracking that cold air incoming as we get into tomorrow night and beyond. Here's what I'm tracking for Thanksgiving specifically. Rain and thunderstorms moving in overnight. They're still going to be around first thing Thanksgiving morning. Some of that could bring some locally heavy rainfall. Even an isolated stronger storm could come into play. And then behind that front for the afternoon and beyond, the temperatures will start dropping, breezy winds build in. So this is going to bring that change in the feeling outside for tomorrow night through Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and even into early next week. We're tracking that colder air that'll be moving in. Satellite and radar right now, things have been dry in North Georgia thus far, but I want to show you what I'm tracking to our west. Notice there's a couple of showers out there in Alabama. That is just the beginnings of showers and thunderstorms that will increase as a warm front lifts north and then a cold front swings in here first thing tomorrow morning. So right now we're seeing that warm front lifting through Alabama into Georgia. And then in the warmer sector, we call it the warm sector. This is where we see this little skinny line moving just southeast of Memphis. That's the beginnings of what'll become kind of a broken line or two of some showers and thunderstorms through the overnight. So this is going to blow in here overnight tonight with some showers, some locally heavy rain, a couple of isolated thunderstorms. That cold front's going to slide through in the morning hours, and then behind it, really cold air will follow for tomorrow night and beyond. So much colder air coming into play. Now, this is new since we were last on the air at 6 o'clock. An update from the Storm Prediction Center on our severe weather outlook. The previous severe weather outlook had just a few counties in West Georgia in that level 1 marginal risk overnight. Now we're seeing that marginal risk has expanded to the east. So in that Kelly green color, that's where our marginal risk is. This is going to include the Atlanta metro area. It's going to include the city of Atlanta out towards southern Forsyth County, Cobb County, DeKalb County as well, and then Fulton County, Clayton, Henry, Douglas, Cobb, all those counties here in the metro. We've got this level 1 threat of severe weather. And then tomorrow, that's running really through about 7, 8 o'clock in the morning, 12Z. We've now fallen back, so I believe it's 7 in the morning. And then Thursday, we're going to see that level 1 threat is going to encompass more of central and southern Georgia. Now, this is not a high-end severe weather threat. It's an overnight event. But with these events that come in the fall and winter months, we call them low cape high shear events, where we have some wind energy in the atmosphere. We just don't have that daytime heating working for us. So with that being said, we can still see maybe an isolated stronger storm with gusty winds being the primary threat. I'm not going to say the tornado threat is zero. It's not, but it's overall very, very low. But it's one of those things that I've been watching in the models. We call it kind of one of the parameters that we look at. It's called significant tornado parameter, or STP, for those of you who might be kind of fellow weather nerds out there. And it's overall pretty low, but it does get up to about 1. So it's just something we'll be watching through the overnight as well. Let me show you a forecast track, okay? The first thing that'll move in are just some showers. It's not until early tomorrow morning that we start to bring some of those storms in right along the cold front. So the first things that we get during the early overnight is just going to be some showers that'll overall be pretty light in nature at first. So here's the forecast track as we get closer to 1 a.m. You notice there's a little bit of green on the maps. There's some showers moving through parts of North Georgia, but we just don't have that kind of storm set up quite yet. But as we get past 1 a.m., that cold front will start to move through Alabama, and just in advance of it in that warm sector, we see a couple of thunderstorms that will be developing. So this is the graph model. This is our in-house model here at 11 Alive, and this is showing 4, 5 o'clock in the morning. Those storms are over the I-85 corridor here in the inner metro. So Chesley McNeil going to be on the air with you tomorrow morning. He'll be tracking these storms and showers. They might just be a couple showers with locally heavy rain, but they could formulate into thunderstorms. So those will be over the metro. And then 7 a.m., the cold front actually passing through Atlanta Atlanta. So one more little line, this model showing of some showers, some gusty showers over the Atlanta area. And then as we get out to 9, 10 o'clock, those showers are clearing out of here. Look what happens in the afternoon. We may not break into full sunshine, but we're drying things out. You see those little wind arrows on the map coming from the northwest. Those are winds that are ushering in cooler and drier air for the rest of the holiday weekend. Another model, this is the high resolution rapid refresh model. We can look at this one as well because it shows a similar pattern where we have a couple showers moving in early tonight, and then here's early tomorrow morning, 3, 4, 5 o'clock, some embedded areas of locally heavy rain, maybe some isolated thunderstorms. You see as we get out to 6:30, again, it's that Atlanta 85 corridor that sees that kind of broken line of shower activity. That'll be our cold front. So 6:30 tomorrow morning over Atlanta. And then again, we push it out into 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, and these showers are just about out of here. So there will be some showers overnight, a few pockets of heavy rain, isolated thunderstorms. We do have that risk of severe weather, but it's overall a very low risk of severe weather. But as I mentioned earlier, we get into the fall and winter months, really November and December. This is a second peak of severe weather season for us. Completely different setup from the spring. Okay, in the spring, we talk about a lot more tornado threats and we get the afternoon to evening events. This is an overnight event. Oftentimes, we might get a couple of stronger wind gusts with these types of setups, but we just don't have any daytime heating working with us. So that helps to limit how many of these storms can become strong or severe. So hopefully very, very low chance of any of that happening, but we want you to be aware that we're watching this strong cold front coming through. Even though it's in the middle of the night, we could still see some isolated storms out there. Thanksgiving Day Planner. What's interesting about this when you look at it is that look at how the bars get shorter the later in the day that we go. We don't see a typical diurnal heating trend. We see our high temperature for your Thanksgiving day in the morning before some of us are putting the turkey in the oven first thing in the morning. It's still in the brine bath, right? So we've got our high temperature first thing in the morning. The showers, those few isolated embedded thunderstorms are working through North Georgia at that point. And then as that front clears out, we get that cool air coming in. So we'll spend the afternoon drying out, but cooler. We'll be in the 50s in the afternoon, and then by the evening time, just after sunset, we're tanking through the 40s and into the 30s. And the reason why is this dip in a jet stream coming in, sending in the colder air. This first cold front drops us for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Then we'll have reinforcing cold air coming in as we get into early next week, and that'll drop us even colder with the numbers. Where do we go from here? Okay, average high this time of year is kind of your baseline. That's 61 degrees. So we should be this time of year low 60s. Yeah, we've been that plus some the last couple days, but now we're headed in the opposite direction behind this front. So Friday, we're going to struggle to get out of the 40s into the 50s. Saturday, a little bit colder. I think we might not even make it to 50 in Atlanta. Sunday, 50, and the next week, see that Monday, 45. So a lot colder. It doesn't look as cold today as what does it look like a couple days ago. Okay, so things are moderating a little bit in the models, but it still looks like easily the coldest so far of the season. Here's the forecast track for the feels like temperatures. So why am I showing you this? Well, it's because we get into Thanksgiving evening, Friday, even Saturday morning, there's just enough of a northwest breeze to where it creates that wind chill effect. So that's where we combine the temperature and the wind speed actually. And this creates like an apparent temperature. We talk about heat index in summer. Well, in the winter, it's the wind chill is what it'll feel like on your exposed skin outside. So this is why you need to dress in extra layers. Here's the forecast wind chills, okay? Wind chills, this is tomorrow night. So if you're, I don't even know if people do Black Friday shopping at midnight anymore. Do they do the the door openings, the doorbuster openings? I don't know. Well, if you are out doing that, okay, wind chills already by 11 tomorrow night, 12 o'clock, going to be dropping below the freezing mark. We'll push the forecast track for those wind speeds out into first thing on Friday morning. Let's push it out to about 7 o'clock, 6 o'clock. And you can see at this point, we're dealing with those wind chills down in the 20s. So very cold, breezy Friday morning for Black Friday shopping. This is lunchtime, still those wind chills in the 30s. And some of you at lunchtime may be driving out 85 to 316, taking a little trip to Athens for a night game on Friday night. You can see the wind chill there, 45 during the afternoon. Now, we should make it upper 40s to right around 50, But with that breeze, as we get the sun setting, those numbers are going to come right back down again into the overnight. So 5 o'clock, wind chill 39 in Atlanta, 39 in Athens. We'll push it out to 7:30. That's kickoff time. 33 Burr. If you don't have a ticket inside, I don't know if you want to go out there and keep tailgating during the game. 34 in Covington, 30 in Carrollton, 31 in Marietta. Look at these wind chills up in the mountains, though. Oh, good night for a fire in the fireplace, right? Nice night for a bonfire. Maybe too cold for a bonfire outside. 22, and then 11 o'clock, we're down to 27 for the wind chill in Athens, 26 in Atlanta, teens moving into Blairsville. So really cold, breezy air coming in. And then by first thing Saturday morning, those wind chills are in the low 20s here in the city, and then they're in the teens in the North Georgia mountains. So really cold air coming in, and that cold air is going to stick around into the weekend. I do think that the winds will calm down a little bit more by Sunday, but Friday night, Saturday, wind chills are going to be not nice to be outside for prolonged periods of time. So hot hands, hand warmers, good idea for the game on Friday. I know this is such a family tradition, you know, those divided households that's normally on a Saturday. So weird it's on a Friday this year because you got to put it on TV. All right, 40 degrees at kickoff, dropping through the 30s during the game. But this is what I want you to pay attention to if you're heading out to Athens. Wind chills. We'll start off the wind chill around 34, drops to 28 as the game is wrapping up. So cold, just enough of a breeze to like cut through you, right? When you got those jackets on. So blankets, big coats, I don't know, parkas maybe even, and definitely hand warmers, gloves. If you're sitting really high up at Sanford Stadium, make sure you have the ear warmers too, or a hat. It's going to be cold out there. All right, what about your weekend? Okay. It's cold, but what changes through the weekend is that by Sunday afternoon, the winds are not going to be as breezy as Saturday. So I think Saturday is one of those days where I know it's Small Business Saturday. Hey, go shopping, go enjoy it. I just don't think it's an afternoon where we want to spend 3 hours outside raking the leaves. It's just cold, unless you're from the Northeast. Maybe you like that. 50 degrees Sunday afternoon, cold start again. Saturday, by the way, if we do drop down to 31, that will be our first freeze of the season here in Atlanta. We did hit upper 30s about a week ago, but we have not had below freezing or at freezing temperatures yet. This is not unusual by any stretch of the imagination to hit it in the end of November. In fact, I think we averaged about November 23rd for our first freeze of the season, so we're a little bit behind technically. But if we don't do it Saturday, we could do it Sunday, forecasting a low of 32. And if we still don't do it Sunday, we are definitely going to do it on Monday. Look at these numbers the next couple of days, okay? Friday, the low will be 37. The wind chill in the morning about 31 because we're going to have that breeze. Saturday, 31, wind chill 24. Sunday, 32. Winds are not as bad. Wind chill's only 29. But Monday, this is back to work, back to school, and we've got 27 for that low, the wind chill 20, because a second reinforcing shot of cold air comes in. So this is going to be breezy and really cold out there. Now, what do you need to be doing in advance of this cold? Okay, is this enough to cause the type of pipe bursting weather like we had 2 years ago at Christmas when we had a lot of pipes bursting? It's not that bad, okay? That time we spent an entire 30 plus hours below freezing. This time, we're going to drop below freezing for the night, but each afternoon we'll come above it and we'll come into the 40s. So that prevents, I think, a lot of pipes from bursting. But if you have one of those households where your pipes burst in the past, you want to take those precautions. So if you have water that's on an exterior, a water pipe in the exterior wall of your house, okay, if you can shut that water off, drain the pipe out so the water's not stuck in it freezing and expanding the pipe there. But if you can do that, that's a good thing to do. Outdoor hose faucets or spigots, they sell those things at, you know, Lowe's, Home Depot's, hardware store where you can cover them up with that little insulation. Do that. That's easy. Sprinkler system, okay? You got irrigation in your yard. Turn that off. Turn it off Thanksgiving Day and keep it off. Make sure it's not running through that cold stretch. Okay, and those are all good ways to make sure that you're not having pipes bursting. Now, the coldest nights, Monday and Tuesday night, if you know that your pipes are not insulated very well, one of the things you can do especially if you're in the slab, if you have a slab in your house, or if you just have a, you're not in a basement. Maybe you just have, what do you call it, underneath the house, a little bit of a crawl space. You open the cabinets and you leave a little drip in the faucet to keep the water just barely dripping. And those are for the pipes that are on the exterior walls of your house that are closest to that cold. Those are all good cold weather reminders to think about as we're heading in here. But as we recap things before we round this out, again, we're tracking a cold front for Thanksgiving, and this is going to bring two different threats. The first of which is going to be the storm threat, and then comes the cold threat. So for those storms, those are moving in overnight tonight, lasting through early on Thanksgiving morning. We're going to see some locally heavy rain with these showers, and a few of these showers could become thunderstorms, and the ingredients could come together for maybe one or two of those storms to become strong or severe. We don't see it being a widespread severe threat. It's moving through in the middle of the night, so I don't think it's going to be a widespread severe threat, but it's something that we're watching closely. You can see the first of those showers now as I zoom in here on the satellite and radar composite, and a couple of showers starting to reach West Georgia. So you see these little spotty showers. This is all as the warm fronts lifting north. These are not thunderstorms. They're very quick moving, very light showers in nature, but a couple showers starting to move in, kind of Walker County, Chattooga County, also Floyd County near the Rome area. Zooming in on just a couple of these. And so those are starting to move in now, but then we're going to get through the overnight a couple of thunderstorms right along the cold front. So this would be some gusty showers, couple rumbles of thunder. It's not going to be a, typical everybody's seeing severe weather type of setup like we could see in the spring. But you see here on the forecast track, we just have showers at midnight. But as we push it out 2, 3, 4 in the morning, the cold front itself, this is 4 o'clock in the morning, the cold front itself is getting to northwest Georgia and kind of northeastern Alabama. So it's right along that front, and just ahead of it, we could see these isolated thunderstorms develop. So we'll watch that for a couple of stronger wind gusts if things can get going. They may also not get going at all, but it's something we're watching here. You can see 4:30 in the morning, 5, 6, those are right on top of the Atlanta area. But as turkey trots, gobble jogs are starting around 8 and 9 in the morning, the bulk of this is moving out of here, and then we focus on the cold moving in. So again, just to kind of recap, we're expecting some storms in the overnight through early tomorrow morning, and some showers, just some showers. This is going to get out of here pretty quickly, and then temperatures tomorrow during the afternoon. So outdoor feasts, if you've got flag football games happening at your house or with your neighbors in your neighborhood, or maybe you're just watching some football on the TV. We're going to have temperatures falling off through the 50s during the afternoon, so maybe a good afternoon to watch the dog show on TV. Right? That'll be right here on 11 Alive. So that is the latest. We do get new model data that comes in pretty consistently. So I will actually have new information when we go on the air for 11 Alive News at 11. So I hope that you join us there. Tracking showers, a few overnight thunderstorms as well, and then that cold to follow through the holiday weekend. By the way, if you are traveling tomorrow, let me just show you the travel forecast if you're traveling on Thanksgiving Day. Let's see if I can get it up here. Unfortunately, New York City does not look fantastic. This is a forecast track run of tomorrow morning as the balloons and maybe Jonesboro Marching Band, all these performers have to line up very early in the morning. That rain's going to start moving in before the parade gets underway. The parade actually steps off at 8:30 in the morning, 46 and rain. I think it's going to rain most of the parade. There might be some slight lulls where it may not be raining as steadily, where it lightens up a little bit, but overall it's not going to be a pretty forecast for the parade. Rain's going to be likely during it. Temperatures in the 40s to maybe around 50 degrees as things are wrapping up. And for those in New York City to watch the marching band from Jonesboro, we're going to have those showers tapering off by mid-afternoon, and then we will see drier weather, colder weather moving into New York City by tomorrow evening. If you're traveling elsewhere, the same system that's impacting us here in Georgia, of course, is impacting New York City and interior New England getting impacted by some snow as well. So some rain up along the 95 corridor, a little bit of snow there, and that Great Lakes snow is just the beginnings of what's going to be an active lake effect weekend with a lot of lake effect snow. Quiet throughout the middle part of the country. A little chilly out there. I mean, 30s for Denver, 50 for Dallas. It's a little bit cold, but the West Coast also is going to be drying out. So for us here in Atlanta, we will track those overnight and early morning showers and isolated storms. And then the cold will be the focus of the forecast Friday through the weekend.